for all.
Dear Lord, this is a prayer for understanding different points of view. Ask God for open eyes and an open heart to see the world as others from a divine or broader perspective, fostering empathy, unity, and compassion rather than judgment. With God's perspective leading us to a greater understanding, patience, and the ability to build bridges rather than walls between people. Amen.
Morning, Commissioners.
Morning.
For item number 1, on September 15th, 2025, I approve for the Department on Aging an unpaid medical leave of absence for Mindy Hudak, Information and Referral Assistant, during the period August 28th, 2025 through November 18th, 2025, for time not covered by accrued sick and vacation leave. Also on September 15th, I concurred with the Bainbridge Township trustees in not requesting a hearing on the liquor license being requested by Spice King LLC, located at 18815 North Marketplace Drive, Aurora, Ohio, October new 0882815-1. That's all. Thank you.
He said he had to grab something. He said he would do it.
Should we go forward with the financials?
He went to go get something.
Adrian.
He told me he'll be right back. He said he had to go get something.
Oh, I guess we have the minutes before the financials.
Yes.
So I'll make a motion to approve the minutes for July 1st and July 8th.
Second.
Commissioner Spitaleri.
Hey.
Commissioner Brackey.
Aye.
And then he's absent for those, so he cannot sign. Because he didn't vote. Thank you. I'll pass those down. Exactly. They did the minutes without you.
Okay.
Go ahead. Okay. Good morning, Adrian Gordon from the Commissioner's Office. Today's financials include an appropriations transfer from the Commissioner's miscellaneous operating transfers accounts for 911 and 800 megahertz into the capital transfers account. There's also a supplemental from the Treasurer's Office and the General Fund advertising expense account. Among cash transfers, there's a check cash transfer from the General Fund Commissioner's miscellaneous levy reimbursement account to the JFS Children's Services Transfer in Revenue account for the second half Children's Services levy reduction payment. There's a travel encumbrance from JFS to attend the Ohio Child Support Professional Association Fall Training. Among other vouchers, there's $288,450 from the engineer's office, the Miller Brothers LLC for the construction of a new salt storage building, and $50,000 from maintenance office in the U.S. Postal Service Guardian POC for additional postage for the mailing machine.
Adrian, I have a small request. When we have, I like the way you always include the travel encumbrances. Could we talk about, or just mention where the trainings are held that folks are going to? I mean, for this one, it's Ohio, so I know it's somewhere in Ohio. But I'm just kind of curious. Sometimes these are national conferences and where we're shipping people off for these trainings.
Absolutely, yeah. I used to do that. I used to highlight the locations, and then at some point, the locations were kind of removed. So I can put those back.
Okay. Yeah, I'd be interested in that. Thank you. So I make a motion to approve the financials for September 16th.
Second.
Commissioner Spitaleri.
Aye.
Commissioner Brackey.
Aye.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Disclaimer from the Airport Authority. Airport is requesting the board approve reimbursement request number 4 for the taxiway extension construction project, specifically to construct parallel taxiway Alpha, including taxiway connector Alpha 1 and Alpha 2, final phase and install taxiway edge lights for construction grant 3-39-0054-028-2024. The total amount of the request was $1,106,794. The local share is $55,339.70.
Rick, I noticed that the invoices you submitted, they include a change order. Could you talk about that change order, please?
The Soil and Water Conservation District requested that we enlarge one of our retention ponds and make modifications to it. That wasn't part of the original project.
Okay. And then I noticed in a report, I think it was a quarterly report you submitted, yeah, the second quarter report, you said that the county match on that change order is 10%. Could you talk about why that would be?
ODOT doesn't extend once the grant has been approved. So the local share, FAA pays 90%, the local share is 10%. ODOT typically has stepped up and paid 5%, leaving only 5% for the local share.
Okay, but then why would the commissioners be responsible for 10%?
Because that is the total local share.
Okay, but I guess my question is why would the airport authority not be responsible for a portion of that share?
We don't have the money that comes from.
Okay, no, I mean, that's fair. So, the answer is that there is not like a contractual relationship that requires the commissioners to put in an increased share, is that correct?
I was under the impression that there was.
Okay, and where would I find that information?
A variety of resources through the FAA grant book that I believe it's 5150/150 something or other. The ODOT grant book, similar, and then the operating agreement that the commissioners have with the airport.
And that says if you can't afford something, we have to pay for it?
I wasn't prepared to answer that question.
Well, I mean, I tried to make you prepared. We submitted this question back in the beginning of August.
Yes, and I sent you a response to that.
Well, yes, I mean, but it didn't specifically answer the questions, which is, I asked specifically what agreement or resolution obligates the BOCC to cover change orders, and I didn't get a response on that. Where, if anywhere, does it state if ODOT declines to fund a portion, the BOCC must absorb both the county and state shares? And then finally, was this change order submitted for BOCC approval prior to execution?
I thought I had answered those questions.
No. No. And so that's why I'm asking them now, so that perhaps I could get an answer to them now. I mean, so was the change order submitted for our approval prior to execution?
I don't believe it was.
Okay.
It was executed before it was brought to our attention as well.
Who would have executed?
The construction company on the request of the Geauga Soil and Water Conservation.
So the construction company executed a change order without the airport's authority?
I would have to go back and look at the records.
That sounds
There was
irregular to me.
There was a timing issue,
Okay.
potentially holding the project up for months.
Okay. I mean, to me, it would seem if there's a change order that you want us to pay for, you come before us and you ask for us to pay for it. You don't give us a report that says we're going to pay for it. Would you agree with that?
The change order does not get submitted to the FAA until we close out the grant.
Okay.
So we don't have a final price on it. We have
Right.
no information really onto what is going to end up.
I get it. I mean, but I want to get ahead of this because it seems like that's coming soon, and then you're going to be asking us for money on this change order, and so I would like some answers to these questions prior to you asking us to pay for the change order, because it sounds like the airport authority does not have the financial means to do so. Is that correct?
No, we don't.
Okay.
I will get clarification on that for you.
Okay. And when can we expect an answer on that?
I can't say for sure.
Okay.
There's a number
2
of people.
weeks?
I would hope within 2 weeks.
Within 2 weeks, we can expect an answer? Okay. So I'm going to motion to table this until we have some answers regarding the change order.
Is this time sensitive, or can it?
Yes.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Well, we still like to have those answers as soon as
Yes.
possible, and I know the soil and water, they have to do their job as well, and if something need to be tweaked on the retention pond, It was kind of a push onto the
Yeah, we would not have
contractor.
done it had we been given a choice.
Right. I'd like to have this information as soon as possible, connected to my second on the motion.
This request today was for the work executed in August.
No, and I understand that, but my motion is because we have not gotten answers for these questions that were asked back in August. And so I think this would perhaps motivate you, if we table this today, to give us a thorough answer to these questions.
I thought I had answered the questions.
I don't believe you did, sir.
On the construction site, if either EPA or Geauga Soil and Water comes in and says you have to do this, this, and this, it's like they have to do it, have to respond, and the paperwork is lacking, you know. But
Yeah, I mean, that's fine. I'm not even disputing whether this change order is necessary or not. But I think if the expectation is the commissioner is going to pay for it and pay for a share that is beyond what we agreed to initially, then we should have some sort of say in that decision-making process, and so forth. That hasn't happened.
So Rick, how much of a difference are we looking at for that change order?
That's the problem, is we don't know what that difference is. We expect it to be around 10,000.
And there have been no other change orders at all through this whole project from start to finish. So it's unlike some of the other projects that we have going on, that we have almost a request every week for change orders. So I would make a motion to support the support moving forward to get this completed today.
Rick, again, we have to have this information as soon as possible.
I will provide it as soon as possible.
Okay, and I'm from the construction industry, and it's like, if Geauga Soil and Water and/or EPA it's a must, then, I'll second the motion, but we have to have better communication from here on. Thank you.
So the motion to table was made by Ms. Brackey. There was no second, so the motion died. So I have a motion to approve and a second from Commissioner Dvorak, Commissioner Spitaleri. So Commissioner Spitaleri?
Aye.
Commissioner Brackey?
No.
Commissioner Dvorak?
Yes.
Thank you.
Just two other notes. The pancake breakfast Saturday morning, 7 to 11. Everyone's welcome to come. And then also our ribbon cutting for the new taxiway and groundbreaking for the T-hanger is Wednesday at 10 o'clock. Everybody's welcome.
Sounds good. Thank you, Rick.
Tomorrow or the following Wednesday?
A week from tomorrow.
It's next Wednesday, the 24th,
4th.
at 10 a.m.
Yep. Thank you.
Thank you.
There's a resolution in here.
Good morning.
How are you, Linda? All right, so this is another straightforward consolidation plat from the Planning Commission. The commission is requesting the board approve and execute the final plat for the church subdivision, replat of sublot 12, parts of sublot 11 and 13, creating sublot 12R. Again, it's in Bainbridge Township. It was before the commission at their September meeting, and it creates a .3317 acre consolidation.
I move to approve item number 6.
Second.
Commissioner Spitaleri?
Aye.
Commissioner Brackey?
Aye.
Commissioner Dvorak?
Yes.
Thank you. Morning. Morning.
I feel like I have to stand up for this one.
My name is Liz from Maintenance Department. I'm going to let Liz take this over. She's the new contract coordinator for the Maintenance Department. She's really getting really great. Trying to learn all the stuff that we're getting on this. Learning the contracts and trying to get it all learned and everything. Matt left, so Matt left a lot of good stuff for her. So it's really working out. So I'm gonna let her take over from here, and it's that time of year again, so, Liz?
Well, welcome.
Thank you. So item number 7, the maintenance department is requesting the board grant permission to advertise for bids for snow plowing. Crossing and roads within the county parking starting area, including 1 county offices, 470 Center Street, 2 courthouses, 3 courthouse annex, 4 parking lot 208 East Park Street, and 5 East Park Office Complex for the 2025, 2026, and 2027 seasons to be held on Wednesday, October 8, 2025 at 2 p.m. Notice of this bid opening will be advertised on September 19, 2025, September 26, 2025, and on the county website.
So we're looking for a flat fee on this, I assume, rather than like a per push or per cindering? Yeah, okay. Is that, sorry.
Yes.
And then, do we usually look at this in like a 2-year increment? I don't know, okay, all right, very good. So I move to approve item number 7.
Second.
Commissioner Spudler.
Aye.
Commissioner Brackey.
Aye.
Commissioner DeWark.
Yes.
The next one is the maintenance department is requesting the board approve the revised organization chart to include 2 additional positions of custodians to be effective September 16th. What we're doing here is our jail inmates they don't have enough people for cleaning the showers and doing all that anymore.
Yeah.
So they kind of put that responsibility on the maintenance department. So what we're planning on doing is hiring 2 more custodians where they'll just take care of the jail.
Okay.
The 2 people that we got going in there, 3 times a week, we'll pull them out and utilize them in other places throughout the county.
All right.
So this, I think, will be, we'll be doing like pressure washing the showers and cleaning and waxing the floors and all that. And they'll take over the jail, plus they'll take over the admin side.
Okay.
That was my thoughts on that.
So I move to approve item number 8.
Second.
Commissioner Spudler.
Aye.
Commissioner Brackey.
Aye.
Commissioner DeWark.
Yes.
And then the next one is requesting the board grant commission to advertise for additional positions.
Glenn, where are you planning on advertising these positions?
They go on the county website.
Yeah.
And then they also go into the newspapers, and we also do it on Indeed.
Okay.
So,
And how many positions does the maintenance department have right now that are currently open?
to get back to you, I want to say it's like 4.
Yeah, I thought, it feels like it's increasing.
Yes. So,
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, so I mean, my concern is just that we're advertising enough places so that the right eyes are seeing these postings.
I know the new project manager that we had, just went through those this morning. There was 3 of them that came in.
Okay,
so
great.
One of them looks good. So
You just need one.
I will be bringing that, hopefully working with Amy on that one and letting her look at them also, because this is the project one. So.
Okay. So I'll move to approve item number 9.
Second.
Commissioner Spudler.
Aye.
Commissioner Brackey.
Aye.
Commissioner DeWark.
Yes.
You know, everything. Thank you.
Morning.
Morning.
Charles T. Catch, Maintenance Department. I have item number 10 on the agenda. The Maintenance Department is requesting the board award the bid to Ohio Paving and Construction Company Incorporated for the Geauga County Safety Center parking lot repave in the amount of $847,682.65, as they represent the lowest and best bid.
How excited were you when you saw this bid? It was, how excited were you? It was significantly under the estimate. I mean, some of them were quite a bit over, but
Yes.
this seemed like significantly under the estimate. It seems like a reputable company, has a lot of experience, so,
It appears to be a big win.
yeah, absolutely. We need some wins, right?
Yes.
So I'll move to approve item number 10.
Second.
Commissioner Spitaleri?
Aye.
Commissioner Brackey?
Aye.
Commissioner DeWart?
Yes, but we'll continue the conversation after the vote is compiled.
You just did it.
Yes. Okay. So with this, pavement job at the courthouse, with the contracts, our contracts to the contractor, on page 13, Article 19, Drug-Free Workplace and Program, on this Ohio Paving informational packet, it says that he has a drug-free workplace program, but, we should check and verify. So with Article 19.1, the contractor agrees to comply with all applicable state and federal regards to the drug-free workplace program. It shall make a good faith effort to ensure that none of its employees permitted contractors purchase, transfer use, or possesses illegal drugs or alcohol, or abuse prescription drugs in any way. So I just want to request that we dig a little deeper to check and verify that because these are just words on a piece of paper, but I want some more documentation.
Okay, I will ask them to actually provide that as part of the contract process.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Morning.
Morning.
Nick Gorse, Water Resources. Item 11 on the agenda is requesting the board approve, authorize Commissioner Spitaleri to execute the request for partial payment number 3 for Ship Construction Company for the McFarland wastewater treatment plant improvement project in the amount of $1,412,241.15, and also to execute the OWDA contractor's estimate and the OWDA fund payment request number 3 in the amount of $1,412,241.15. Third pay request, we're about 16 to 17% complete. Concrete's coming up and out of the ground. It's kind of changing the scenery down there. So if you ever want a chance to come down and take a walk around, I'd be happy to show you what's going on. But we're moving ahead. I think the new portion of the plant will be operational by September next year. That's my hope. I know final completion isn't until July of 27. However, we need to get the new plant running, the bugs created to process the product, right? Make sure the plant is, and then we'll take the other plant offline and convert it to EQ. So the goal at the rate they're moving, we're, it's coming along, and it's good to see. It's going to be a nice improvement for that surface area.
Nick, can you confirm you've reviewed the invoices and you believe they're correct?
I can confirm.
Okay, very good. I'll move to approve item number 11.
Second.
Commissioner Spitaleri?
Aye.
Commissioner Brackey?
Aye.
Commissioner DeWart?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
12 and 13 are a 10th amendment to the credit card use for 2025. This is to add some additional staffing for the Job and Family Services. It makes some minor adjustments in the exhibit for aging and to change emergency services to Emergency Management Agency, as well as correcting some additional staff changes that were removed. And then the next item is to then approve that application for those additional staff for Job and Family Services.
What's a Right Express fleet card? Is that like a gas? Okay, that's what I thought. I mean, because of the fleet, but
Yes.
I had never heard of it before. So I'll make a motion to approve items number 12 and 13.
Second.
Commissioner Spitaleri?
Aye.
Commissioner Brackey?
Aye.
Commissioner DeWart?
Yes.
Okay, item number 14. Amelie, if you want to come up. The Commissioner's Office is requesting the Board approve and authorize the President of the Board to execute the amended letter of representation outside counsel with Myers, Roman, Friedberg, and Lewis for the year 2025 in the amount not to exceed $25,000 unless prior approval by the Board. So this was a change similar to what we had in the McDonald-Hopkins letter of engagement. Since that was an additional counsel that was added, I wanted to go back and retroactively adjust our existing general counsel engagement letter so that the language matched. Essentially, it's one line that we had changed, which was basically to say that I will work to get the consensus of the board before there's an engagement of outside counsel. So nothing has changed monetarily. There's no other major amendments to the engagement letter other than that, which matches what the auditor, in discussions with the auditor, is needed to pay the bill. Essentially, when it comes time to pay the legal invoice, that I have to demonstrate that there's been a consensus of the board to, in fact, engage outside counsel. So that responsibility falls to me to do that, and both now of our engagement letters represent that. And so we have Amelie here. Thank you for coming, Amelie. So I'll open the floor for you to talk to the commissioners.
Well, thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure to be working with the county for the past 3 years. Well, I've actually been working with the county for quite a long time. I started at Masnick, Raskin, and Ryder, working with Geauga County through Corsa. I've been working with public entities for 10 years now, and then I've got a couple of colleagues at Myers-Roman who also have. The biggest reason I moved to Myers-Roman, because the attorneys at Masnick, Raskin, and Ryder were excellent. They taught me very well. But we have a full-service firm now. I wanted there to be some other ways that I could serve my clients. So in addition to assisting the county with any county-related questions you might have, we can also assist with anything relating to real estate, business law. We do have some cybersecurity and cryptocurrency specializations at the firm. So it's a pretty wide net of things that we can assist you with now. We've got a very robust employment law section, and the good thing is that we're the Corsa helpline contact too. So if somebody get calls from Kathy, if Amy calls in accordance with the new contract, if it's something that we can bill to Corsa, then we'll do that for you instead of billing it directly to us. So I'm here if you have any questions for me. I think this year we've only billed about $2,800, so we're far under the $25,000.
I'm going to be abstaining from this. I have a prior of counsel relationship with Myers-Roman.
I'll make the motion.
Second?
Commissioner Spudler.
Hey.
Commissioner Brady.
Abstain.
Commissioner DeBoer.
Yes.
All right, well, thank you. I
Thank
look
you.
forward, well, I hope you don't need me, but I look forward to working with you if and when you do, so thanks.
And I just wanted to also note that Amelie had sent me biographies of different folks on their staff so that we also did the same with McDonald Hopkins, so that I have somewhat of on file, like a deeper understanding of what the capabilities of each firm are, should we need to engage outside counsel. Thank you, Amelie.
Thank you.
Okay, moving on to item 15, the Commissioner's Office is requesting the Board approve and execute Resolution 25-180 to schedule and hold a special meeting of the Board of County Commissioners for a ribbon cutting and groundbreaking ceremony for the Geauga County Airport, parallel taxiway, and T hangars.
Make that motion.
Second.
Commissioner Spudler.
Aye.
Commissioner Brady.
Aye.
Commissioner DeBoer.
Yes.
Item number 16, the Commissioner's Office is requesting the Board approve and execute Resolution 25-181, honoring Family Pride of Northeast Ohio on its 20th anniversary of service.
I move to approve.
Second.
Commissioner Spudler.
Aye.
Commissioner Brady.
Aye.
Commissioner DeBoer.
Yes.
Item number 17, Auditor Walter will discuss with the Board the pending and future renovation projects at the Annex Building.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
My name is Chuck Walder. I'm the Geauga County Auditor. I hope that this particular item will be more favorable for you today. I know the comment was made earlier, we need good news, and I'm in agreement with that. So first off, I just wanted to express that I am very concerned with the long-term effects of certain initiatives that are happening at the state level, as well as grassroots efforts that are going on across the state, which I believe will affect, if successful, revenue for not only the county, but for all agencies that operate under the county. And in that regard, I think we all, as public servants, have a duty to be proactive and not simply reactive. I, for one, feel that the taxpayers in the last several years have not only been yelling what they want, they have felt that government oftentimes it has been ignoring them. And I think we have an opportunity to perhaps change that paradigm. In that regard, I have to also look at some issues that I'm personally involved with that I have to hold myself equally accountable to the taxpayers, just as you all do on a daily basis. So I want to address a couple of these things. I have 3 current initiatives, absent a couple that I've already talked to Amy about, but which were projects which were long overdue. I think no one has debated that a couple hundred-year-old buildings need periodic maintenance and renovation. One was a bathroom addition in the auditor's office to help sustain 11 employees who currently are sharing one bathroom. Another was to modernize a bullpen area for both payroll and budgeting employees to make it more private, if you will. They work on sensitive information, as you can imagine, and in a bullpen, that information is subject to a lot of ears. And then the last project was a basement project to renovate the area below the courthouse annex, which would turn it into a conference area to be used by a variety of commissions, including the Budget Commission, the Board of Revision, ADP, similar type of meetings that are held regularly. And again, I want to acknowledge that this board has historically accepted that we are in need of renovation. I will say, though, there's been a huge change in, I think, the public's weighing of wants and needs. I think our duty as public servants is to ask for revenue and money when we have a true need, not necessarily when we have a want. And I think the public has elevated that bar, right? The public has said things that we used to argue were needs are really wants. And I think that's a fair argument, and I think we have to honor that argument. So I have done that. I have looked at my 3 projects, and as I weigh them, I believe they tip more toward the want scale than the need scale. And although we can make a pitch for, there's convenience and there's probably more efficiencies, I don't think those outweigh the need test. And so for that reason, I am here to ask the commissioners to disregard and, in fact, put on permanent hold the 3 initiatives that I have had on the table. And I think in doing so, we properly respect and honor what the taxpayers are saying. I'm not saying that if I have an issue that I believe is safety related or security related, I will come before you, and I would expect that you would accept that in the spirit that it's intended. But in this particular scenario with these particular projects, I can't in good conscience say to you that they're safety related or security related. They are more want than need. So I hope you would accept that withdrawing of it. I think some folks in maintenance will breathe a sigh of relief because there was work being done. I don't think that work goes to waste. I think we should table the information we've received. When situation changes, that information is still relevant, and I think we can use it, but we haven't outlaid a huge amount of money yet for those projects. So I'm hoping that that meets with your approval, and I've prepared a letter to memorialize this so that you have a record of my request, so nobody comes back later and says, I didn't really mean what I said. I know I conveyed to Amy earlier of the first 2 projects that was my intention, but I was still investigating the basement project, and the more I looked into it, quite frankly, I recognized that a couple hundred-year-old building, when you start opening up the can of worms, to Commissioner Spitaleri's comment earlier, it seems like change orders are the common, right? I wouldn't anticipate this project being any different because the building is ancient. I don't know what's behind those walls, and neither does the contractor. And I don't think the taxpayers have the temperament or temperature right now of accepting a bottomless pit. So I'm happy to answer any questions with regard to that, but I think I've articulated it the way I want.
Well, Chuck, thanks for coming before us, and I appreciate your thoughts on this. How much do you think these 3 projects were going to cost taxpayers?
I would say conservatively, you're looking at least $1 million of the three combined.
Okay. So can we give this money back to taxpayers?
Looking at you, Adrian, not me.
Yeah. Is there a mechanism we could use? I mean, we already budgeted for these projects, correct?
No, I mean.
Okay.
Yeah, basically, the project that got approved today, the Safety Center parking lot, is gonna consume pretty much all of the available resources in the building improvements fund. So I'm gonna have to, as some of these other projects started progressing, I'm gonna have to start moving some money. I've managed to transfer a little over $800,000 into the capital transfers out account today, due to the graciousness of the sheriff's office to forego some funding that we had obligated for 911 and 800 megahertz.
Okay.
And there's a couple other sources of revenue that I have identified that we would be able to move over there. We did this year lower a children's services levy by $1 million.
Right.
Which the second half payment was today for $500,000.
Yep. Yep.
So there are mechanisms out there for us to reduce taxes, various levies,
Yeah.
have the general fund reimburse those. There are other areas of tax relief, as I've been communicating of late.
Yeah, I mean, just to summarize it for the other commissioners, so Adrian and I have had discussions, I think it was part of the state budget, is that correct, Chuck? That expanded the ability for the commissioners to expand the owner-occupied credit or the homestead exemption. So that'd be a way for us, and there are things exclusively for the commissioners to vote on. So those are ways we could grant tax relief in our county to our property owners. We could also look at suppressing a levy like has been done with the child services levy the past 2 years, is that correct?
3 years. Well, I think 3 years ago, I don't think we did anything last year, and then.
You did it last year.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so to your point with the two initiatives that the state has offered counties to perform on, both the homestead and the owner-occupied credit extension would allow you to tap into inside millage for all entities within the county to pay for that service. So the direct effect to the county is approximately 25%. I will say Geauga is very fortunate in that we're a healthy county financially, different than some other counties, perhaps in southeastern Ohio. So in that regard, I think it's a shared burden that, would probably be very welcomed by our residents. And I think, I don't want to go out on too far of a limb here, but I think it's fair to say that all entities within Geauga County are adequately funded. None of them are underwater or in risk of being dissolved because of insolvency. Having said that, I think Adrian will attest, we are on mark on our sales tax figures for collection this year. We're actually up a little bit on conveyance monies. So we are still performing ahead of what we anticipated. Granted, it's more modest than in past years, but we are still benefiting from, the activity of the county. Yeah. And I think the taxpayers are begging for relief.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, that's why we're seeing these ballot initiatives, right, and other, sort of unrest, I think, going on towards the State House about what's going to be done. But if we have these options here in the county level, I think we should at least be exploring this more and seeing how we could be providing some relief to our taxpayers.
Yeah, in the past, the commissioners have, as Adrian indicated, you have returned back to the taxpayers of Geauga $1 million a year, and you have taken that from a non-qualified levy collected through for Jobs and Family Services, and then replaced that money through the general fund, through a transfer of the general fund when property tax is collected by the county. That is certainly always an option for the commissioners to consider.
And at that time, approximately 3 years ago, the commissioners were asking for some kind of tax relief, and the Budget Commission, prosecutor, auditor, and the treasurer, they come up with this, and it was a state-of-the-art move to give tax relief, and I think that we're on the right track to do something creative like this, and it's commendable that you would put these 3 projects on hold to benefit the majority or all of the taxpayers in Geauga County. So, I think now that we have some avenues that things were changed at the state level, I think we should capitalize that to create tax relief in concert with the Budget Commission. So.
Pregnant pause. Are there any other questions or anything else you'd like me to look into?
Yeah, I think we'll just have to continue the conversation about expanding the owner-occupied and the homestead exemption and work with Adrian on that a bit. But I certainly have a lot of appetite for that. I don't know, what do you gentlemen think?
I want to move forward on this and, even drill down on, with the farmers, with the CAUV. Things were changed in the last year or two, and it's devastating for them. And if we could come up with something that's lawful and doable, I'd want to just keep hammering away at this.
I think, Commissioners, that the owner-occupied would benefit farmers. Obviously, most farmers live on the property that they're farming. And many farmers in Geauga County are elderly, so I think also homestead is something that would be considered by them. I know in the past we have provided to you, and there is some time pressure for both expanding those 2 issues, as well as if you are going to consider any sort of return to the taxpayer.
Yeah.
We do have a clock that runs.
Is it the end of next month?
Well, by November, I have to be
Okay,
able to have the tax rates prepared so that you can pass a resolution to accept the tax rate. Typically, we do that when there are levies on the ballot, because it may drift into early December. Once the ballot results get certified, you have to re-vote for that. But I would like to have that information prepared in advance so that we're not on the fly trying to do this.
Okay.
I'm happy to get that information over to you.
Yeah,
if
I
that's
think that would be
what you'd
great. Let's go forward with that.
Okay. Any other questions?
No, thanks for coming in. I
Sure, I
appreciate
will
it.
leave you with the letter of my intent.
Okay.
Can I ask a question? So, Mr. Walter, the resolution that was provided from the Budget Commission that we have to do by October 1st for the rates. Correct. We have to do it by October 1st. So I was planning on doing that next week before the board. And then we would just have to do another amended one, typically what we have to do based on levies.
Yes, so everybody who, even people that have a ballot issue on the ballot, everyone has a rate resolution that is typically passed in October, which is the one you're referring to. If a ballot language is successful, then you get an updated rate resolution and you pass again, which overrides the one you would now do. If that levy, for example, were to fail at the ballot, then we just go with the one that you've provided. So we do that so that we're not in the month of December when we're preparing information for the state, our DTEs, we're not scrambling to prepare all the documents from original form. Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
I have nothing for board discussion. Christine.
I have one just minor thing. So one thing I've been thinking about is I wanted to suggest doing a public comment period at the start of the agenda that would be limited only to agenda items. This would allow, if there's something on the agenda that a member of the public wants to say, hey, vote no on this, I'm concerned about this, that would allow them to do that before we actually vote. And just keep that limited only to agenda items, and then you could still have the public comment at the end, which can be about anything, telling us about pancake breakfast or what have you. So I wanted to bring that up for contemplation, I suppose.
Yeah, I know, like with township trustees and stuff, the majority have them at the end of the meeting, some, maybe a third of them have it at the beginning of the meeting. So.
And I'm suggesting both, just to be clear.
Oh, to be both?
Both, yes. You'd have a public comment at the beginning, limited only to agenda topics.
For that day?
Right, yes, yeah. Whatever's on the agenda, people could have a comment, vote no on item number, whatever. And then the end of the agenda, public comment would be whatever people want to talk about. That's the open-ended, item.
Let me think about it.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm bringing up for discussion, not for a motion.
Okay.
Do you have any thoughts, Commissioner Spudler?
I mean, I've always been supportive of public being engaged in the entire meeting, so.
Okay, we can explore that, absolutely.
Okay.
Okay, item 19, public comment.
Yeah, we're receiving voters just to comment on the last item. All the school boards in the county, and I'm not sure about the state, but I know the county, they have public comment on the agenda at the beginning, and then they have public comment at the end. Of course, they do require you to sign in, so if you have public comment for either of those two areas, you do have to sign in ahead of time. Just information in brief discussion.
Thank you, appreciate that, Cal. That's also how NOACA works too, NOACA board meetings. We just had one on Friday, so it's kind of what made my mind.
Diane Jones, Auburn Township. I'm wondering if we had any further comment from Brett Beston regarding the considered error regarding how commissions are charged to the commissioners.
The bonding issue, Diane, is that what you're asking? Yeah, so we did get some feedback from that. Maybe Ian could talk about it better than me, but it seems like I was correct on the issue, and they should have been doing the bond on the pre-bonded subtotal from the subcontractor instead of the grand total from the subcontractor. So that
Is that not considered usury? A bond upon a bond?
Yeah, I don't know, but we did ask, I asked that they look through all the prior change orders, all the prior invoices, because, and I believe he said it was a software issue allegedly. So I'm concerned about how many times this happened, but we will see what happened, and hopefully we have a negative change order coming before us shortly.
Thank you for that. Thank you for that effort, for everyone who was involved with it. We are grateful for that consideration. Thank you again.
Yeah, I don't know how significant it will be, but I don't know why I caught it. I don't know anything about construction invoices, but here, this is where we are. I do think that shows, obviously I'm a very detail-oriented person, and I think there's a reason for that, right? That's a skill set I can add to the commission, that catching things like that and hopefully save the taxpayers some money.
Thank you again, Amy, and thank you again. Thank you again, Carol. Thank you.
Good catch, Commissioner Brackey. Anybody else?
Howard, South Russell Village. On Thursday, this is POW, Prisoner of War, MIA, Missing in Action Day, that we need to recognize here in Geauga County as well as the United States of America. There's 60,000 names on the black wall in Washington, and nobody cares about it. Nobody cared last week when it was the 9/11 day. Let's hope we start to care about more what's going on in this country today. Thank you.
Anybody else? Hearing no more comments, I make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Hey, did you want a family first photo?